Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. Our topic of today is first part of medical benefits of Zikr. Remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But before I mention the one particular benefit which we are going to discuss today, I would like to just talk a little bit about the anatomy of the skin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made our skin in the most beautiful and perfect manner. I'm just going to concentrate on one particular aspect of the skin, and these are the muscles that lie within the skin and the connection of the muscles that lie beneath the skin to the skin. I'll repeat it again. I'll be talking about muscles which lie within the skin. Most of you wouldn't know that we have got microscopic, tiny muscles which are attached to each and every hair follicle of our body. So many hair on our body, and each hair follicle, the area where the hair grows from, which lies within the skin, it's got a muscle, it's called erector pili, attached to it. So when this muscle contracts, the hair stands on the end, and we see the result, the goosebumps that we see. Suddenly a person is frightened or something, and the hair stand up. That's the contraction of these muscles within the skin. And the second bit is the connection of the muscles, the normal muscles which we move and we feel and we know sort of underneath the skin, their connection to the skin. There is one part of the body where the muscles, they don't move joints, they don't move the bones, but they move the skin. And that is our facial area and the scalp area. In the face and the scalp, there are multiple muscles, a whole range of muscles, which just by their contraction, by their movement, they are not moving any joints, but they're actually moving the skin. Other parts of the body, the muscles are covered by fascia, like a covering, but there are still attachments. Going back, the muscles within the face and the scalp area, there's a very complex system. It's called SMAS layer, superficial musculo-epineuritic system. It's such a complex arrangement of tissue that it is still being investigated, people are still dissecting, and they still continue to describe the anatomy and the features of this layer. What this layer does is connects the muscle to the skin. So when the muscles contract, then they pull the skin because of these attachments. Like you can imagine in layman terms, there are like ropes connecting the muscle to the skin. The deep surface of the skin is connected to the muscles with tiny they are visible to naked eye as well, ropes. These are fibers which are connecting. So when the muscle contracts, the skin becomes tight. And the commonest example we can see in the forehead, the frown lines, the two vertical lines just on the top of the nose. A person who frowns has to squint the eyes and frowns a lot, develops permanent two lines in the lower part of the forehead, just above the nose, the frown lines, or the wrinkles in the forehead. The frown lines are caused by a muscle, well, the technical name is corrugator supercilii muscle. And when it contracts, it produces these lines. And then the horizontal wrinkles that we see in the forehead are caused by the contraction of the frontalis muscle, which is again underneath the skin. So now knowing this anatomy, that there are muscles within the skin which make the hair stand on end. These are called erector pili muscles. And the muscles beneath the skin, they are connected to the skin through fibers. And when the muscle is tense, then the skin becomes tense as well. Subhanallah. Now, the association between this muscle tension and stress, there's a big relationship between this tension of the muscles which is caused by stress, and then it causes symptoms in terms of pain. So the commonest headache that we see in the world is the tension headache. And this tension headache is a direct result of contraction and tightness of the muscles. Even migraine is being linked to the contraction of the muscles and the contraction of the muscles resulting from the stress leading on to migraine. And that's why when this Botox injection was started for treatment of wrinkles to improve the wrinkled appearance of the skin, it was seen that the people who had Botox injections for treatment of wrinkles, their headaches improved as well. Now, what is Botox? Botox is a toxin derived from a bacteria which paralyzes muscles. It relaxes the muscles, it paralyzes them, stops them contracting. And when the muscles are relaxed, then the lines, because the lines are a result of the muscle contraction. So when the muscles are paralyzed, then there is no pull on the skin, and the lines, they improve, they decrease, or they disappear. So I was going back to that those people who are getting Botox for cosmetic purposes, I'm not saying that is a right thing to have. It's I don't practice it, and I don't support cosmetic practices. I'm a plastic surgeon, but don't deal with cosmetic surgery or cosmetic issues because I hold my own view about it. That well, that's a different topic. But anyhow, those people who were having Botox, they were reporting that they were getting less headaches. And now Botox is a recognized treatment for migraine, for headaches. And how does it work? It works by relaxing the muscles, which in turn treats the headaches. Sorry, I was interrupted by a telephone call. Now, subhanallah, in other parts of the body as well, there is a relationship between muscle contraction, the tension of the muscles, and discomfort and stress. So stress leading to contraction of the muscles, and the contraction of the muscles leading to discomfort and pain. Even low back pain there is a relationship with stress at job. And to relieve stress, all sorts of exercises and meditation exercises are taught how to relax the muscles. And this relaxation of the muscles leads to reduction in the discomfort. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Az-Zumr has mentioned, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم that the skin of the people who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and with the awe, with the fear, the hair on their skin stand up. So these muscles within the skin connected to the hair follicles, in medical terms we say that they're under the effect of the sympathetic part of the autonomic nervous system. They get activated and they make the hair stand on end. ثُمَّ تَلِينُ جُلُودُهُمْ وَقُلُوبُهُمْ إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. And then, with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their skins and their hearts. Maulana Mufti Muhammad Shafi Sahab Rahmatullah Alayh in his tafsir, उन्होंने mentioned it कि यानी तलावत कुरान का असर कभी अजाब की वईद सुनकर ये होता है कि बदन के बाल खड़े हो जाते हैं, और कभी रहमत और मग़फ़िरत की आयत सुनकर ये हाल होता है कि बदन और क़ल्ब सब अल्लाह की याद में नर्म हो जाते हैं. और जिल्द सुम्मा तलीनो जुलूदहुम, उनकी जिल्दें और वो क़ुलूबुहुम, उनके दिल अल्लाह के जिक्र से जो है वो नरम पड़ जाते हैं. सुब्हानअल्लाह. It's like describing this complex anatomy and complex relationship between the muscles and skin, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator and He has created everything. Allazi ahsana kulla shay'in khalaqahu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything in the most perfect manner. So the relationship between the stress, the relationship between relaxation, the relationship between the muscle contraction, the relationship between of the muscle contraction with the effect on the skin is all described in this just one verse. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this mechanism that the fear makes the muscles within the skin, the erector pili muscles, contract and make the hair stand up. And the relaxation of the muscles leads to relaxation of the skin, because the skin is connected by these ropes, these fibrous bands, these tissues, fibers. The muscles are connected to the skin, and when the muscle gets relaxed, when a person is deeply remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it has an effect on the body. It relaxes the body. The tense muscles, they go into relaxation. They are relaxed, and this relaxation in turn affects the skin. The skin becomes relaxed as well. So that's why you must have noticed that the biased people who, because of their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are constantly in a state of relaxation. Their connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so strong that they are constantly relaxed. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. These are the people who don't have any fear. They don't have any stress. They don't have any. So they are constantly relaxed, and you can see that effect of the relaxation on their bodies and especially on their faces. Their faces appear relaxed. Even in advanced age, you can hardly see any wrinkle on their face, because wrinkles, as you said, are caused by the contraction and the constant contraction of the muscle, constant stress leading to constant contraction of these muscles, leading to this production of these wrinkles. You hardly see on their faces. So subhanallah, the physical manifestation that a person can see the benefit of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in physical terms is visible, and we experience it. And those people who are used, well, they've experienced this profound relaxation and profound sense of tranquility when they are deeply meditating. They are connected whether it is in Salah or outside of Salah, when they are connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their whole body relaxes and all muscles relax, all stress is gone, the muscles in a relaxed position, and this affects the skin as well, because all the skin dermis is attached to the muscles through these ropes, and when the muscles relax, then the skins relax as well. So what a subhanallah, this relationship and the mechanism behind, the anatomy behind all these three things, the stress, the muscles, and the skin, it's still being investigated. We will never get to the bottom line. Our research will continue and continue. We will not be able to reach the depth of the knowledge that Allah that exists but this mechanism Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in place, that the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relaxes a person. The muscles get relaxed by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's the qudrat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when we meditate and we connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our whole body, all the systems, I'll talk about the heart, the effect on the heart at some other time, but we're just talking about these muscles within the skin and muscles underneath the skin, the normal skeletal muscles, that the effect of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that these muscles get relaxed, and as these muscles get relaxed, then the skin, which is connected to the muscles through these fibrous, the septa, the connections of the muscle to the skin, then the skin becomes relaxed as well, and it sort of gives joy. That's why when it's such a sort of looking at a face of a person who's connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can actually see and feel that tranquility, the sense of tranquility, the sense of happiness, the sense of relaxation that person holds, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted through this barakah of his remembrance, and we can actually physically appreciate it. Subhanallah. As I said, the anatomy of these connections between the muscle and the skin, it's still being investigated, and the mechanisms that actually mediate all these effects are still being investigated. The connection between stress, muscle contraction, muscle tension, and the effect on the skin, there is a lot of work has been done, being done, and will continue to be done. But in a nutshell, subhanallah, what a great benefit that the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us, that tranquility, the real tranquility and the real stress-free life we will see in Jannah, inshallah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept. There will be no fear, no tension, no worries, and but in this life we experience that as well. And one quote that I remember just came to my mind, that the lovers of the world left the world without tasting the best thing of this world. I'll repeat it again. The lovers of the world, the people who loved this dunya and all the good things of this dunya, the lovers of this world left this world. They died. They left this world without tasting the best thing of this world. The best thing of this world is Zikr Allah, is the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the key to all happiness and all success. This is the real joy, the real happiness, the real tranquility, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only grants to those who remember him. So those people who are only, they want the best out of this world, but they're running after dunya, they miss out on the real joy and real happiness and real treasure. As just came to my mind as well, Ibrahim bin Adam, rahmatullah alayh, the king who gave up his kingdom for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of his quotes is mentioned in Tafsir Osmani. I'll quote to the nearest meaning, that he mentions that if these people of dunya, they get to know the value of that, मैं उसके उर्दू में उसके कि अगर इनको दुनिया के बादशाहों को उस दौलत का पता चल जाए जो दौलत अल्लाह वालों को अल्लाह के सामने है, ये नियरेस्ट मीनिंग, रात में अल्लाह के सामने खड़े होकर मुनाजात करने में मिलती है, तो वो अपनी फौजें लेकर हमला कर दें कि ये दौलत हम इनसे खींच लें, लेकिन उनको इस दौलत का इल्म ही नहीं है. The kings of this world, the rich people of this world, if they get to know how precious this time and this connection of the people who are connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much joy and how much happiness and what precious things they derive out of that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the middle of the night, when they're talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they're connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and doing their munajat, talking and connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they know the value of that, they would come with their armies to grab this daulat, this wealth from the people, from these people. But they don't know this world. So this is the biggest joy of this life, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leads to all the success and happiness. And one small benefit that I mentioned today is that the muscle relaxation, which is intense, relaxes talinu juludum, makes their skin soft as well, because skin is connected to the muscle, and when the muscles are relaxed, the skin is relaxed as well. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to connect with him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that joy of that connection. Oh, Sheikh Fazlur Rahman Sahab often mentions कि जो post-pubertal, यानी कि only जो बालिग होता है वो बलोगत के मज़े सिर्फ बालिग जानता है, जो नाबालिग है वो बलोगत के मज़े नहीं जानता. तो इसी तरह जो अल्लाह ताला के साथ, जो कामिल ईमान के साथ जो अल्लाह ताला के साथ ताल्लुक़ का मज़ा है, वो सिर्फ कामिल ईमान वाला ही जो है उस मज़े को पा सकता है और उस मज़े को जानता है. जो भी ईमान में कामिल नहीं है वो उस मज़े को जानता ही नहीं. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to enjoy that enjoyment of connecting with him, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to reap all the benefits that come out of his remembrance. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.